to our Fluency Friday Masterclass. Give yourselves a hand for being here today. We are so excited that you are with us. If you've been trying to learn Spanish, okay, on your own, and you've been trying to speak this language and to avail, you are still not fluent, okay? I just want you to put in the chat, yo, baby, yo. That's me, okay? That's me. I've tried for years. I've done the Duolingo. I've done the high school Spanish, all the things. Let me tell you, you are not alone, okay? You're not alone. There are hundreds of millions of people starting the hard way. And that's why you're here right now to learn the easy way. Spanish easy. I'm Professor Chris, your linguist coach right here in our masterclass, where I get the privilege of being able to teach you this beautiful language. And I am the CEO and founder of Speak Spanish Easy, where I've been getting busy adults just like you fluent in Spanish in less than 90 days through my proven Lucas method. You're going to get a chance to hear a little bit about that inside of my lecture today, but I want to make sure that I know who's in the room right now. ¿Quién está en la casa? Who's in the room? Let's see who's inside of our Zoom room right now. We got Antonio. We got Antonio in the house. We got James in the house. We got Leah in the house. We got Stephanie in the house. We got 5150 in the house. We got iPad in the house. We got Kelly in the house. Paris is in the house. Andrea, Angel, Arlita's with us. Ashley's with us. Danny's with us. Jenna's with us. Latania's with us. Moya's with us. Some of you guys I just met on the TikTok, okay? The TikTok live.
Right.
I'm so excited you guys were able to make it in. We got Samuel with us. We got Sean, Natasha, Taisha, and Zoom user. If you are a Zoom user, go ahead and hit that. Let's go ahead. Let's get started with our lecture for today. Because you're over here trying to learn Spanish. That's why you came into class, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're here. So let's go ahead and let's get into our lecture for today. I have so much in store for you that I want to teach you in just a limited amount of time. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what I have prepared, because ultimately what it comes down to is you realizing, am I in this right class? Okay. You know how sometimes you register for a class and you're in the wrong class, right?
Right.
That's experience that where you're like, oh, I was supposed to register for this class in college, but I ended up in the wrong one, right? So let's just make sure you're in the right class. This class is all about speaking Spanish with confidence over perfection, right? So by the end of this masterclass, you're going to speak Spanish confidently in the first 30 minutes, okay? You're going to discover why you struggled learning Spanish, okay? Because I'm going to bust some myths up in here. You're going to learn the fastest path to becoming conversational. And you're also going to leave believing that fluency is possible for you. And that's what I truly, really love, to be able to see the light bulb go off for my students. Now, today I'm going to answer one question. Why do some adults become conversational while others just study for years and they never speak Spanish, right? Is that you? Or have you been studying for years and you still cannot have a conversation? Put in the chat right now, yo, oh baby, yo, okay? Because yo means me. That's what that means. I just want to make sure you're able to hear me. You're able to see the lecture for today. See? Put in the chat. James, I see you. Stephanie, I see you. Okay. Tasha, I see you. Que bueno. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's dive in. I want to give you guys an opportunity. Why do people just not become conversational? Well, you're not the problem. You're not the problem. Okay. And I'm going to show you why you're not the problem. A lot of people go through traditional learning of how to learn this language. How many of you guys put in the chat right now if you had to memorize vocabulary, right? You thought that was going to help you get fluent. Or you had to study grammar first. They said, if you just know the grammar rules, then you're going to be able to do this, okay? Or maybe you said, I just need to translate in my head. Like if I just translate in my head, then I'll be able to speak, right? If that's you, then that was traditional learning. That's why a lot of people cannot converse in Spanish. Or maybe you're fearful to make mistakes. Is that you? You just are afraid of making mistakes. Or you feel like, man, I want to be ready first. Before I even just do it, I want to feel ready. If that's you, let me tell you, that's why you're not fluent in Spanish just yet. Okay? You hear I said yet. Okay? It's because we have our Lucas method here. What I do with my Lucas method is I help people finally speak first. When you realize that it's about speaking that's going to breed confidence of you having that success, then you will understand how to move forward in your language learning journey. Okay? So if you have not really spoken Spanish, maybe you understand it, but you don't speak it, you're in the right class. I want you to have real conversations that really help you build the confidence to have real phrases and that weekly progress where I'm getting a text from students that are telling me, hey, I spoke Spanish and this is what happened. You hear what I'm saying? I need you to be active in the participation part. Okay? Very important. Es muy importante que tú hablas español, that you speak Spanish. Okay? And I know many of you have you ever thought this? Like maybe I'm just not good at Spanish. Maybe it's something wrong with me. That's why I can't do this. Put in the chat right now if that's you. If that's you, you're like, maybe it's just me. Maybe the way I learn or the way that they're teaching me is just not the right way, right? Well, I want to just share with you that it's not you. You just need to know the type of learner you are. When you understand this, it's a game changer. So let's go over the 3 types of learners that truly have seen just success because they understand. The first one is the silent learner. How many of you guys have said to yourself, I know Spanish. I hear it. I understand it. How many of you guys are like J-Lo? Okay. J-Lo, she talks about it so candidly. She's like, you know what? Like I can understand Spanish. It's just like when I speak it, like it just doesn't come out, right? Like I just freeze up. I don't know what to say, all the things, right? Are you a silent learner where you are able to identify the language around you that is being spoken as Spanish, but you freeze? Just put in the chat right now. Just put freeze. Freeze, 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 freeze. Ree, I see you. Welcome. So glad you're with us. Are you a Spanish learner type number 2? Are you the perfectionist? Are you the one that waits until every sentence is perfect before speaking? Is that you? Are you the one that's like, dang, if I say something, what if I sound stupid? What if I say it wrong? What if they get offended? Do you have all these thoughts going through your mind before you even start speaking? Put it in the chat now. Put number 2. Okay, just put number 2 if that's you. If you're like, yep, I'm numero dos. I'm always trying to be perfect because I just feel like I just want to do it right. I want to sound like a native, right? And that's totally normal. Okay, totally normal. Now, some of you guys may be number 3. Okay, the last one is the forgetful learner. That means you're in my world right now. You're literally in a class, a Spanish class. You're the forgetful learner where you're in this class and you're like pumped. You're like, I made it. I'm in the class. I'm learning Spanish and this is fun, right? I'm learning all these things. And then you forget by next week, everything I taught you. You're just like, she done taught me something. She said something about a phrase, but forgot what she said. Okay. If that's you and you're number 3, you're the forgetful learner. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just how you learn. So go ahead and put in the chat right now. 1, 2, o 3. Which one are you? Are you the silent learner? Okay. You're silent. Put silent. Numero 1. Okay. Are you the perfectionist? Put in the chat. Or are you the forgetful learner? Once you understand how you learn, okay, it's not about A, B, B2, all the things, right? Intermediate, beginner, advanced, okay? Nobody's asking you those questions, okay? What they want to do, Faith, is they want to just get you into the place to finally speak the language. Does that make sense? And so I want you to learn boldly today. And I want you to speak loudly today because I want you to feel confident finally when you're speaking this beautiful language. All right? Because there's nothing wrong with you. Okay? Put this in your brain right now. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not the problem. You just need a simple approach to be able to finally learn it and get fluent for your world. And that's why I am here. Okay? I created Speak Spanish Easy for people just like you. I've had 20 years of experience teaching this language to Fortune 500 companies, to universities, to colleges, to missionaries from churches, right? And even people like you. I just got online the last 3 years on social media. I wasn't even on social media, okay? And I went viral on TikTok, had one video. I wasn't even speaking Spanish, you guys. It was just text on the screen. It was just, tried high school Spanish. I'm not fluent. Tried language apps. I'm still not fluent. Hit the plus sign to get fluent, okay? That's all I did. And people went crazy. They're just like, yes, that's all me. So if that's you and you finally have said, I want to learn Spanish, right? Just like 650,000 followers on TikTok are saying yes to learning with me and following my journey on TikTok platform. I want you guys to finally see that there's another way of learning Spanish. I was featured on Telemundo as the top Afro-Latina in the United States of America right now, who's teaching this language in a way that is palatable to the English speaker who wants to learn Spanish. And as an Afro-Latina, I have cracked the language code, and that's why they featured me on the story. You can look at it on my IG on Speak Spanish Easy if you'd like to take a look at that story. I am the creator of the Lucas method that has been proven to help people understand the process of learning this language. And I've helped thousands of students help break the fear of finally speaking. Now, my mission isn't to teach you perfect Spanish today, okay? But my mission is to help you confidently connect with people. And when you finally are connecting, now you're having a conversation and you're building your confidence. All right?
Right.
Yes, amen. That's what I'm hearing right there. So let me tell you, the belief that changes everything right now. Let me tell you something. Before I teach you today, okay? Before I teach you the 2 phrases that are going to change your life, there's one belief that changed everything for me as a Spanish teacher. We need to shift how we think about Spanish in conversation, and we need to start speaking it without being perfect. Because the person on the other side that's listening to you wants to feel seen, they want to feel heard, and they want to feel helped. And if you have that at the forefront of your mind, then you will be successful as a fluent bilingual Spanish speaker, okay? Now, before today, most people believe this, that perfect Spanish creates confidence. But can I tell you that today, you'll discover that confidence creates better Spanish, okay? If I were to take you and say, let's go to the store, would you buy a box of confidence to speak Spanish? Put in the chat right now, put C. If you're like, yeah, you just told me where to go, like just to speak it, I would get it, right? Well, it only comes through speaking, okay? You can't get a box from the store to go get it, okay? You literally have to come through the process of finally speaking this beautiful language and changing the belief of how you, as your identity, can change as a bilingual learner. So let's go ahead and dive into the secret that everybody has been waiting for. I'm going to tell you all my secrets of how I get people fluent in these fluency streets over here, okay? It's through my proven Lucas method. Now, what I love about this is that God has a sense of humor, right? Because when I got married to a Smith, okay, you see my last name Smith right here. Okay, this is in the TikTok shop if you're on TikTok. Okay, get your book. So let me tell you, I thought that I was going to lose a part of my identity because my maiden name is Lucas, which means Luke in the Bible. Okay, Luke. But Lucas, it also means light bearer, right? And so Lucas happens to be the method of how I get people fluent and the light bulb goes off. That's why I have this light bulb on here, because it really just makes sense to where you don't have to have grammar rules and verb conjugations to finally get fluent. So the first step to Spanish fluency, and any fluency, if you want to learn any language, the very first step is you need to listen. Put it in the chat right now. The first thing you need to do is listen attentively. Okay, that's the L in the Lucas system. I make sure my students understand how to listen to this language, identify that Spanish is being spoken, right? And listen attentively, right? The second step to the Lucas method is helping people understand how to understand the language, right? How many of you guys feel like you're in that category right now where you're like, dang, I can listen to this language all day and understand everything that people are saying around me? Put in the chat right now that you can listen, but you can't speak it. Like you can understand that people are speaking Spanish. Cuando estoy hablando en español en este momento, puede entender las palabras que estoy diciendo en este momento, right? Can you understand the words that I'm saying that's coming out of my mouth right now? Yes, that's half the battle right now, okay, of your fluency journey. And I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate the fact that you have tried everything and you've done your part. You've listened to the telenovelas, you've listened to the news, you've watched shows, right? You've listened to podcasts, all the things. That is not undone work. That is something to celebrate. The third step is where people need to get over the hump, which is the C in the Lucas system, which is the communicating effectively. The reason why we need to do that, Just Lenny, I see you a fluency follower, muchas gracias, is you have to understand that you need to start speaking it. You need to start asking questions. You need to be able to answer the questions. And guess what's about to happen? You're about to have a conversation, okay? And that's what Spanish is all about, is literally conversing with somebody else, another human, okay? Or maybe even a pet, because my pet, he understands Spanish, okay? I speak to him, he doesn't speak back. He may bark at me, but he understands what I'm telling him. Mete la casa, right? Get in the little house, okay? So I just want you to know it's possible that you can finally communicate effectively. right? Now, this leads me to my perfectionist. If you feel like you have to have every perfect word come out of your mouth right, okay, then the A in the Lucas system is something that you're going to need to really master. And that is to assess your results. That means to be in an environment where it's okay to make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, and know that you're not going to be perfect when it comes out of your mouth. But you can self-assess and make corrections along the way. Can you imagine when you're going to a destination and you've got GPS, right? And have you ever made a mistake and made the wrong turn, right? You don't hear the GPS lady go, "What's wrong with you? Check you out. I told you to turn right," right? She doesn't say that, right? She gently tells you, "Let's redirect you. Okay, we're going to reroute you to where you're supposed to be going." And that's exactly what I create inside of my fluency community, is a place where you can make mistakes and learn from those mistakes and keep it pushing. Okay. Now, how many of you guys see the path of the fluency and you're like, "Yep, this is where I'm at right here"? Are you on the L, the listening of the Lucas method? Can you listen to the language? Put an L in the chat right now if you can listen to Spanish and know that Spanish is being spoken, right? Or the U, you're on the U as well, where you can understand what's being spoken, right, around you, right? Or maybe you're at the assess the C, where you're communicating effectively, right? And you're at that point to where you're saying to yourself, "I truly want to get to that point to where I can say the right things," right? Say the right things to the right person. And that's okay. Maybe you're at the A, where you're like, "I truly want to learn how to make mistakes and be okay with my mistakes." And you should be okay. But the last step to the fluency is where everybody wants to go, which is the fluency promised land. Okay. How many guys want to get to the S, which is to speak with confidence? How many of you guys want to finally speak Spanish with confidence? And if that's you, put in the chat right now so that you feel confident to know that you are on the right track. So this is our Lucas method. This is what helps people finally, it clicks. And did you notice through the Lucas method, I didn't talk about getting fluent, you need grammar rules, right? I didn't mention nothing about no verb conjugations, all 96 of them, right? I didn't mention any of that. Put in the chat right now if I mentioned that, sí or no. Did I say you need to know all the verb conjugations and 3,000 Spanish words in Spanish in order to be fluent? I didn't say any of that, right? And the reason being is because you don't need all that in order to become fluent in Spanish. You already have been exposed to the language, whether it's through a high school Spanish class, you learned your ABCs 1, 2, 3s. Maybe in college, you minored in Spanish. Maybe you downloaded a language app, right? You've been exposed to this beautiful language. Now it's time for you to finally speak it, because fluency isn't built by memorizing more words, okay? It's built by speaking more often. The more you speak, the more confidence is built. Is this making sense to you right now? Put in the chat right now if you're like, "Oh my gosh, you're literally blowing my mind." Like, I had no idea. I had no idea that this is how you're supposed to learn Spanish, right? Well, let me tell you this. It doesn't stop there, because most programs teach grammar first, because that's all they know to do, okay? But Lucas method really teaches you confidence first, and that's why you're here. How many of you guys want to build your confidence to finally speak it? Yes? Yes? Well, guess what? It's now time, okay? It's now time for you to finally speak it. And these are our phrases that I want you to say. Okay. Now I will tell you what they say first, and then I'm going to give you a chance to unmute yourself, because I do have people on Zoom right now, okay, that are inside of my class, if you're on TikTok, okay, that are going to start practicing what they see on this screen right now that I'm going to teach them. So you can listen along, but this is the phrase that you're going to say, and I'm going to put you guys in breakout rooms soon. So make sure you take a screenshot of this, make sure that you write it down in your notes, and make sure that you have it accessible. So when it comes down to our breakout rooms, you know exactly what to say. Okay. Very important. All right. Phrase number 1. This is person A that's going to be speaking first. Is you're going to say, this is how you say it in English. You're going to say, "What are you going to do after class?" Okay. This is how you can start a conversation with the person you're going to speak to today. What are you going to do after class? This is how you say it in Spanish. Ready? ¿Qué vas a hacer después de clase? Okay? ¿Qué vas a hacer después de clase? Now, let's break it down just one word at a time so you know the pronunciation. Ready? Unmute yourself. I want to hear you right now. Unmute. Ready? Here we go. I have been.
Hacer.
Does this eight Spanish?
¿Qué vas a hacer?
¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué vas a hacer?
¿Qué vas a hacer después de
Hold on.
¿Qué vas a hacer?
Pues, does it make a sound? Sí or no? Put in the chat right now. Sí or no? Let me see. No, it doesn't. Okay. So I don't want you to say hacer. Okay. I want you to say hacer. I want you to marry these two A's together. They become one. Okay. And it's going to be ¿qué vas a hacer? I just want you to practice that. Ready? ¿Qué vas a hacer? Unmute your mic right now. Go.
¿Qué vas
¿Qué
a
vas
hacer?
a hacer?
Muy bien. Now, this next part is después. Say it with me. Después.
Después.
Muy bien. Great.
Pues o pues?
Pues. I'm going to put it in the chat right now because, you know, I like to make English come alive in Spanish.
Después.
Eh, and then it's
Pues.
pues. Do you see it in the comment section in the chat?
Sí.
Oh, there we go. So that's how you're going to do it. Okay. You're going to break it down phonetically in how you see it in English to bring it into our Spanish world. Okay. So that's how. Say it with me. De clase. Say it with me. De clase. That's it. Very good. All right. So this is how it sounds. Ready? I'll say it. Then you say the whole thing. Ready?
All right.
¿Qué vas a hacer después de clase? Go.
¿Qué vas a hacer después de clase?
So good. So good. I love it. Okay, listen. Escúchame bien. Listen. The phrase number 2 is person B. You're going to respond by answering the question and you're going to say, después is the same word that we just said, right? You're going to repeat it and you're going to say, después de clase voy a, which means after class, I'm going to. And look at all these little pro tips I gave you of what you can plug in, okay? So you could say something like this. Después de clase voy a trabajar. Después de clase voy a cocinar. Después de clase voy a descansar.
Después.
Yes. Después de clase voy a ir a casa. Después de clase voy a salir a comer. I'm going to go out to eat, right? So
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Después de clase.
Okay, put in the chat right now. Write it down. Put it in the chat. You're going to practice it by writing it down. That's how your brain is going to remember what you're going to say. Ready? Uno, dos, tres. Go ahead. Write down your response. I want you to put it in Spanish. You're going to put después de clase, voy a, and then plug in one of these things on the bottom that you see. Trabajar, cocinar, descansar, ir a la casa, hacer ejercicio, ver televisión, salir a comer, right? Put in the chat. I want to see who's able to write this language, right? And be able to read this language so that they feel confident now to finally speak it when you get into your breakout room. Go ahead right now. Uno, dos, tres. Let me see all of the comments. I'm going to shout you out. Let me see what we got here. We got Tasha. Tasha says, después de clase voy a salir a comer. Okay. Let's go. Shana says, después de clase voy a trabajar. Okay. Dallas says, después de clase voy a cocinar. Okay, I love it. Andrea says, después de clase voy a ver televisión, la tele, right? Sean says, después de clase, they're going fast. Sorry, hold on. I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Hold on. Who was that? Sean. Después de clase voy a mi casa. Now, when you write it down, I want you to practice it out loud so when you get into your breakout room, you know exactly what to say, okay? Anthony says, después de clase voy a hacer ejercicio. I love that. Dallas says, sí, es bueno. Mimi says, después de clase voy a ver televisión, la televisión. I love it. Stephanie says, después de clase voy a cocinar, right? Te voy a salir a comer. I love that. And Danny says, después de clase, hold on, I lost you. Voy a ir a la, she's going to go to the store. I love that. Candida, I see you on the live. You said, después de clase voy a trabajar. I love it. I love it. Okay, perfecto. Adrian says, después de clase voy a comer con mi padre. En París says, después de clase voy a limpiar a mi baño. Oops, I love this. Give yourselves a hand, you guys. This is amazing. Just Jenna, I just see yours as well. Después de clase voy a ir a casa. En Moya, I see you, mama. Después de clase voy a cocinar y como. Love it. Que bueno. I love what you guys are doing, how you're interacting, right, with this. So if I say, now you're going to hear después de clase, okay? ¿Qué vas a hacer después de clase? Your response should be, después de clase voy a hacer blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense? Put in the chat if that was easy for you. If you're like, what? How easy is Spanish? Like, I was hard. Well, you can talk about no grammar conjugation, no grammar rules up in here, okay? And now we're having a conversation, right? That's it. That's what it's all about. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this right now that you see. Take a screenshot or write these two down because you're about to go into your breakout room. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Uno. Everybody, you got it? Put in the chat right now if you got it. If you're good, put C. C in the chat if you're good. You got the 2 ones. Okay, perfecto. Very good. I don't want to leave nobody behind. All right, muy bien. Let me go ahead. Right now, you guys get an opportunity to go and practice your Spanish with real people, okay, that just learned exactly what you learned. You guys are going to get into a breakout room, okay, with 3 or so people inside of the room. I want you to be engaged. I'm going to pop in there. I'm going to see what you're doing, okay? So make sure you're practicing and you're speaking only Spanish, okay? You're speaking only Spanish. So here we go. Let's get you into your breakout room. There'll be, like I said, 3 to 4 of you guys in there and just start practicing. You got this. Go ahead and get into your room at this time. Ahora. You literally have 1 minute to get in. Let's go. All right. So let's go ahead and hear what they had to say about that experience, okay? Having to speak your Espanol. That was funny, huh, Mama Sharon? She was like, you're supposed to tell me. No, we're like, no, Kelly, you're supposed to. So I love that. I love that, how you're able to come together. All right. Mama Andrea's with us. Que bueno, que bueno. Arlita's with us. Debbie's with us. Kelly's with us. Shauna's with us. Tika's with us. I see you, Tika. Que bueno, Maria Rosa. Put in the chat. I want to see some hearts. I want to see some celebratories. I want to see how was that. Hit the 3 dots and then hit the reaction button. And it looks like this. Corazones look like this. Corazón, corazón, corazones, right? Fuegos, give me a fuego emoji, okay? Give me some manos, aplausa, okay? Give me some aplausas. If that felt good for you, let me know. How did that feel for you to finally feel confident to speak Spanish? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat as everybody's coming back. Let's go. I love it. I see you guys. I see you guys. Perfecto. Perfecto. All right, let me see if I can get this going here. Come back on track here. How many of you guys felt super, super like, I can't believe I just spoke Spanish? Like, this is really happening for me. It's like, right? You said, ¿qué vas a hacer después de clase? ¿Qué vas a hacer? Right? And then somebody responded and said, después de clase. So who wants to be the person to tell me what your person said? Unmute yourself and tell me, what did they say? What are they going to do after class? Who wants to tell me? You can tell me in English or Spanish, whatever you feel confident with.
Okay, so it's Shauna.
Buenas tardes.
Okay, so one of my classmates stated that después de clase voy a la tienda.
And who can translate for Shauna? What did she say? Después de clase voy a la tienda. Her partner said that. Where's she going? Put in the chat. Who's listening using the Al and the Lucas system? Where's she going after this class? Put in the chat. Yes, Arlita, I see you. Arlita got it. Kelly got it. That's what I'm talking about right there. She's going to the store. A la tienda. Everybody say, a la tienda. A la tienda. That means the store.
At the end.
¿Qué vas a comprar? What are you going to buy? ¿Qué vas a comprar? Right? What are you going to buy? So that's how you keep the conversation, is by keep asking questions. And that's how you have a conversation in Spanish. Is this making sense to you? Put in the chat right now. Put C in the chat. Yes, because guess what just happened right now? You did it. Okay. Congratulations, because you can speak Spanish easy. Okay. Do you guys see what just happened right now? 30 minutes ago, you weren't sure if you could even speak Spanish. Okay. But you out here in these fluency streets having conversations and speaking Spanish. You weren't afraid to make a mistake, right? You were translating in your head before, and now you were just speaking it. You were just speaking. I heard you, Mama Sharon. I heard you speaking. And right now you spoke Spanish out loud. You understood another person. You completed a real conversation. You're already feeling more confident than you arrived. If you agree, then I want you to put in the chat right now, put, I did it. And if you want to really challenge yourself, I want you to put, lo hice. You ready? It looks like this. Lo hice. This is how we say it in Spanish. Remember, the H is silent. Okay? Lo hice. Lo hice means I did it. Okay? Lo hice. Let's go. Did you surprise yourself? Put in the chat. See? Did you surprise yourself? Because guess what? You're not the only one that felt that feeling of accomplishment like you did today. Okay? Look at all the rest of these students that have come through our Speak Spanish Easy system that are saying they've learned over 105 phrases, Sandra says, right? In the Ozarks, right? We have Nakia in Sacramento who learned over 150 phrases. These are just a few that I can put on one screen, but we have helped hundreds of students learn Spanish the easy way, right? Because this is Speed Spanish the easy way, right? But what happens next, you guys? What happens next? Every Spanish learner eventually chooses one of the two paths. And so you can keep doing what you're doing, right? You like what you've always done. You can learn and feel inspired by today. You can practice a few phrases, and then life just gets busy, right? I heard one of our students right now literally was at the ER with her father, but she was in this class, okay? And life be lifing. And we praying for her father that everything goes well, right? But what can happen is when life hits you, you can lose that confidence and have to start the whole process all over again. And you know what? That's where most people stay. And then they're frustrated and trying to figure out why they're not fluent in Spanish. But you can come into our world, okay? And you can choose a different path and do something differently, right? And you can join the Speak Spanish Easy movement by practicing every day, just like you experience right now, Paris. Speak every single week. Get the coaching, get the accountability that you need, get that conversational piece that you've been missing your whole entire fluency journey life, right? And I just want to encourage you that a lot of people say, well, how do I get confident? This is the secret. I'm telling you right now. This is how confident Spanish speakers are created, is through what we just did today. But we just keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And before you know it, you'll be like Mama Andrea, fluent, just speaking Spanish to her husband every single day, okay? Since he's from Panama, okay? I love it. And so think about this. I want you to be honest with me right now. We're just going to do an audit right now. Did you speak more Spanish today than you did yesterday? Put in the chat right now. Put C. If you spoke more Spanish today than you did yesterday. Yes, I see the C's popping up. Did I keep my promise? You either received a phone call from me, you received a text message from me, an email from me, and I said, come join our class, and I taught you Spanish. Did I keep my promise? Put in the chat right now. Put C in the chat if I delivered, because I want to be a woman of my word. I don't want to be, just saying stuff and not doing it, right? Because you can't trust me if you can't do that. And I want to be that one that's consistent for you. Even though life becomes a variable, you can always count on Speak Spanish Easy to be there for you, right? I see all the C's popping up in here. Yes. How many of you guys want to know how my students go from freezing to speaking Spanish? Do I have your permission to show you right now in the next 10 minutes? The next 10 minutes, because I did promise you, I said in 60 minutes, we're about to go through this, okay? Put a C or put a yes in the chat if it's okay with you. If I can show you how my students are literally getting fluent in less than 90 days through my proven Lucas method and being connected with the right resources. Yes? Let me see in the chat. I just want to make sure. Put in the chat. Put C. I see you right there on TikTok as well. I see you guys. Paris, yes. iPhone, yes. Tony, yes. Shauna, yes. I see you. Okay. Thank you. All right. Well, let me show you guys what I have really said to myself that has been a game changer. And I want to welcome you guys to the Speak Spanish Easy Fast Track course. Yes. When I tell you, this has been the missing piece. I was just sharing with my VIP students. Andrea can vouch for this. Debbie can vouch for this. Ashley can vouch for this. That it's the fast track course where it's phrase first system that helps busy adults finally get over the hump of grammar drills and verb conjugations and flashcards, waiting till they feel ready to speak, to where now you have lifetime access. There's so many people that have different courses that they can offer you. And how many of you guys have limited access where they only give you 30 days of it, 60 days of it, right? You now buy it once and it's yours forever. Para siempre, okay? Forever. That means you go at your own pace, okay? You get 15, 20 minutes a day, not 5 hours of Spanish a day, because we got a life, okay? We got families, we got work, we got things we got to do. But imagine just spending 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day with what I'm going to teach you inside of this course here. And it's phrase first focus. That means you're speaking from day one. And how many of you guys said to yourself, I've done a lot of things, but no one's teaching me how to actually finally speak this, right? And so let me break this down for you so you can finally see that there is a whole method to my madness of how I help people feel confident to speak. You're going to get 7 modules right here inside of this course. I'm going to teach you guys first. We got to go over the mindset. Okay. I got to show you how to unfreeze your mind so you can finally start to speak it. Then we're going to go over that Lucas method that I was talking about. So it helps you know that we're not going by rules anymore, but we're going about phrases. And then the third module really talks about pronunciation. Just in that in itself, you guys, pronunciation. How many of you guys want to be able to speak the language with confidence, knowing what you're saying is going to be understood by the Spanish speaker? Put in the chat right now. If that's worth it all by itself, then you're going to sound like a native speaker at the end of this course. Yes? We have so much fun with that one. And then module 4, we talk about real world phrases that matter. I'm going to talk about how you order food from a restaurant from start to finish. Okay. How do you tell time in Spanish? How do you learn your numbers in 30 minutes from 0 to 1,000? Okay. That's what we do over here in these fluency streets. Okay. How many of you guys really thought, man, Spanish is so hard, but Professor Chris is going to give me 0 to 1,000 in 30 minutes a session? What? Absolutely. And then in module 5, we're going to have these conversation starters because a lot of people just don't know what to say and how to start a conversation. So I'm going to give you those phrases. I'm going to teach you in module 6 how you're holding your own conversation and how powerful that it can really be. And then the last one is speaking in the wild. That means I'm going to teach you how to speak on your job, how to speak when you travel, how to speak in your community, and how to even save a life in Spanish. Okay. That's what's about to happen. How many of you guys excited for the course right now? How are you feeling when it comes to this? Put in the chat right now. Put yo, baby, yo. If you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been waiting for. Like something that is just mine forever. And I can be able to go at my own pace. Absolutely. Because you're not learning about Spanish, right? But you're learning to speak it. And that's the game changer right there. No one's teaching you about why the language is the way it is, okay? They're literally, it's going to give you the confidence to finally be able to speak it in real time. So let me be clear about who this really works for. If you took Spanish in school like 10 years ago, remember, almost none of it, this is for you. You have majored in Spanish or minored in Spanish and you still freeze when you go to the taqueria to order your food, right? Or maybe you studied a word of Spanish. You've never studied a word of Spanish, in your life. Okay, this is for you. Or you've burned money every single month for Duolingo, Babbel, Rosetta Stone, and you're still not fluent. Or you need Spanish for work tomorrow, not someday. Imagine being fluent for your job tomorrow. And you're traveling into the next 12 weeks to a Spanish-speaking country and you actually want to talk to the local natives there and have a conversation. If you have ever gone quiet when you knew the words, okay, this was built for you. Okay. And it's a proven method of this course that I put together that I've sold over 100 courses, okay, of people getting this course and finally have felt the results behind it. So let's talk about the elephant in the room right now. Okay. And you say, I would do it, but I don't have the time. Okay. Well, let me tell you, this is what it takes, right? It actually, a lot of people think, oh, I just have to have night classes. I just got to make sure that I got the flashcards. I got to have, all these things in place. But it actually just takes you 15 to 20 minutes. The more consistent you are, the better you will be. Okay. Short lessons is what I create where you can learn this in the car line. Okay. Picking up your kids from school. You also can speak out loud from module 1 and you have your phone and you have the willingness to sound imperfect, and that's okay. Now, you already have the time. It's just you being able to figure out how you're spending that. So you could be auditing it and saying, I spend a lot of time on apps trying to learn this language, but that's not going to make you talk more in Spanish. Does that make sense to you? Put in the chat right now if that's making sense. If you're like, yep, I'm really like doom scrolling on Spanish lessons like all day and I'm not even speaking, right? If you can relate to that, then this right here is what you need to understand. It's not about the time. It's about you realizing what is for you. So just the modules alone, think about it. Everything that I put inside of this from start to finish is $497. Okay. That's included today, but that's not what you're paying. Okay. This is the value of what I put together, my blood, sweat, and tears. Okay. For this course. And what I love about this is it gives you the opportunity to finally say, okay, I see the value that yes, I would pay this. right? $497 for lifetime access? Absolutely. But this is just the whole system. It's just not a sample. This is not a preview, okay? But that's part of it. But let me show you this. You get the access, unlimited access to everything that I taught my students that have gotten fluent in less than 90 days. And you get to do it on your own time. Now, students, they pay full price for this, but you're going to get this for life, okay? Because it's $297 just to have access to this lifetime. And you'll never lose your Spanish again, okay? Or lose access. Because a lot of courses say you only have 90 days to do this, right? Or 30 days to do this. But you have lifetime access. So we're already running up to $794 for what I'm about to give you right now with this Fluency Fast Track course. The third thing is the private members portal access. This right here is where you could bookmark this of where you left off and you don't lose it. A lot of times we get into places where we have the course and we just like don't know where to start again or where we're at. But this works on your phone where you can practice in the car. You can practice wherever you're at and be able to have just that accessibility to this, right? And so the members portal it's a value of $197. But that's included inside of there today. It looks like this. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't that look nice right there? It looks nice, right? I love it. And so now we're up to $991. Okay. That's the value of what I'm giving to you right now. Now, this one here is the real world Spanish phrase library. What I love about this is, like I told you, who wants to learn all of how to order their food, how to give a tip in Spanish, how to feel confident to go into a Spanish speaking like restaurant, okay, and order your food. That's what's about to happen, okay? Or maybe even focusing on how to work in a real life situation and speak Spanish, regardless of the verb tense, right? Well, that right there is having your phrase library to give you the exact phrases you need to say in the right time. And that value is $147. And can I tell you, that's all included, okay? You're not paying $147 extra for that, okay? That's added in to the total value of $1,138. That right there, I think is one of my favorite parts of this whole module here is being able to build the confidence for you to say real world Spanish phrases. Now, let's talk about the mindset makeover training because this part right here, I need you to understand that in order for you to be fluent in Spanish, we first have to change your mindset. We need to get into that brain so that you do not freeze when you speak Spanish. I'm going to teach you how to do that in that module, okay? And that's over $197 value that's included as well, okay? We're going to change your belief system that Spanish is not hard, okay? Spanish is so easy. And the more that you realize that it's okay to be imperfect, you will have success with this course if you put action behind it, okay? Now we're up to $1,335, you guys, and we're not done yet, okay? We're not done at all, okay? Look at this. The complete pronunciation mastery system. This right here, we go over trabalenguas, we go over all the things that help your tongue to wake up. How many of you guys struggle with the R's, right? To be able to pronounce your words in Spanish, right? And you struggle in that area. Well, I teach you how to hear it, repeat it, compare it so that you know how you are so close to go into that place of speaking it like a native, right? No phonetics degree is required. Okay. You just need to listen to how I say it and copy what I say. Okay. Now that pronunciation module is worth $247 just by itself. To spend time learning how to sound like a native it's so important when you're speaking a language, right? Because you want the other person to be able to understand what you're saying. And so here we are. The total price so far is $1,582. Okay. Of what this whole Fluency Fast Track system you can have your hands on right now in a few minutes. Let's talk about the conversation starter. How many of you guys said that you freeze when you're speaking Spanish? Put it in the chat right now. If you're like, yo, baby, yo, that's me. I freeze. When everybody's trying to start speaking Spanish, I like my words. They're just not coming out right? Like I just can't do it, right? Well, I give you the fill in the blank kind of openers that work for your traveling, for work, for neighbors, and small talk. And what that does is it brings the defenses down for yourself and the other person so that you know what to say. Okay. These follow-up lines and conversation that really just helps you inside of a conversation. And just that template alone that I'm giving you is a $97 value, but it's all included today. Okay. How many of you guys are excited about that? Where you're like, yes, I need that. I need all that right there. Teach me how to start a conversation, okay? Because I don't know what to even say to people, all right? Well, let me tell you, we're adding that too. And that is bringing us to the total cost of $1,679. $1,779. You guys, can you believe it? Oh my gosh, literally, you have the chance right now to get all of this, but not for that price, okay? Because there's more, all right? I'm not done yet. Look at this. You get their personal Spanish dashboard that I was talking about. You see exactly what you have finished and exactly what is next. No more, where was I, through the busy weeks that pull you. But know that your progress is part of you seeing the progress that you're making. And that is worth $147. And that's included today. Okay. It's all inside. Okay. And none other than one of my famous things that I love to offer. You guys ready for this? You get to have me. Okay. 24/7 with Professor Chris, Chat AI tutor, specifically that's been designed to teach the way that I teach. You guys get to practice real conversations from 6 a.m. or 11 p.m. or whenever you have 10 quiet minutes, okay, to be able to practice your Spanish. You can ask the most dumbest questions, okay? I'm never going to judge you inside of there. And you're just going to feel like you have that support when you're not in a class setting, right? And it really corrects you in a way that's really Lucas phrase focus method first. Does that make sense? And so that bonus that I'm giving you is really, it's worth it. I mean, $297, it's yours free today. It's all a part of it. And you'll never have to wait for another class to practice again because you're going to have me 24/7. Okay. So how many of you guys are excited about her? Okay. That you get to be with me. I mean, I'm only one person over here, but imagine being able to have a conversation with me where it's my DNA. It's everything that I believe. No grammar rules, no verb conjugations, just straight up conversation. This is a limited bonus that I have had for my students that have seen the success. Yes. And all of this, the total, okay, is $2,123, but you're not paying that. Okay. Nobody's paying that today. Okay. But tell me, are you ready? Are you ready to know how you can get your hands on the Fluency Fast Track course? Put in the chat right now. Yo, baby, yo. Put yo, which means me. Like I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, baby, yo. Well, before we get started, let me ask you these 3 questions, okay? Because I need to qualify you, okay, to see if you're even qualified to be a part of this. Just type C in the chat. Okay. If all the course did was get you speaking Spanish out loud in your first week and nothing else, would it be worth $2,123 to you? Would that be worth it? Put in the chat. Put C if that would be worth it. If you were speaking Spanish your first week and you're like, oh my gosh, estoy hablando español, right? Would that be worth it? $2,000, right? Second question. If all it did was stop the freeze that you have, so you never go blank again when someone speaks to you in Spanish, would that be worth it? Put in the chat. Put C right now if you're like, yes, it would be worth it if I never have to freeze again to speak Spanish. I literally am having a conversation. Yes, put in the chat. Let's go. And the last question I need to just see who's in the house is, if all it is was let you have one real conversation with a patient, with a coworker, or your neighbor, would that be worth it? What I'm offering you guys right now. Put in the chat, put C. If yes, if you could have one real conversation in your life, okay, to finally speak Spanish, would that be worth it? I see the C's popping up. I see it on TikTok Shop. I see you, TikTok Live. I see you right now in the Zoom as well. Well, without further ado, here we are. Put Fluent in the chat right now if you are ready to get your Fluency Fast Track course for the price of $107, lifetime access, okay? You're not paying $2,123 today, okay, because that's what it's worth. But I want to make it affordable because I truly believe that once you get your hands on this, it's a game changer for your confidence, okay? And so you can pay in 2 ways. You could either pay in full, okay, and get that $197 done, be done, and grab your course and let's go. Or you can split it up into 3 payments of $74, okay? Now, you can hover over this QR code, or you can go to the website here. Let me go ahead and see who's ready to go. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. I see Fluent. If you put Fluent in there, that means you're ready to go. Here we go. This is the website you're going to go to right now. And once you get your course, I need you to put in the chat, put I'm in. When you put I'm in, that shows me that you have been a part of our Fluency Fast Track course, Familia. And I cannot wait to meet with you because guess what's about to happen? When you get your course, you get to book a call with me. We're going to go over your Fluency Fast Track experience. We're going to see what is it that you need to learn right now. Dallas is like, I'm in. Yes. I want to give a shout out to Dallas because he is an action taker. He got his course today. Thank you, Dallas. Muchas gracias. Let's be like Dallas. Tell us, unmute yourself, Dallas. Tell us, why did you get the Fluency Fast Track course? What does it mean for you? Go ahead, Dallas.
I got the Fluency Fast Track course because I live in what was Washington Heights, surrounded by Spanish people from all over the world. So it's not just Dominican Republic, it's Chile, it's everywhere. So it behooves me to learn this. And I know just from sitting in the classes and personal exchanges between a teacher and I that this is the place to do it. So jump in there, get it done.
That's it. Let's give a hand for Dallas right now. Let's show some love because he is an action taker, you guys. And that's what I'm talking about. Now, as we are going into that next level, I'm giving you time right now. If you're on TikTok shop and you're like, or you're on TikTok live, I'm sorry, and you want to get it, Erica, I see you, come on in. Go to the link in my bio. I have the link available for you there. You're going to click on Fluency Fast Track course and you can get your course today for as little as $197 lifetime. There's none of that, subscriptions, none of that. This is your course, okay, that you get to have and be able to do it at your own pace. So if you're on TikTok live right now, you have access just like my people right here. So who's going to be my next one? Put in the chat right now. If you are the next one, you just getting your credit card. You're getting everything set up. You're getting it putting your numbers in, put in the chat. Let me know so I can celebrate you. Here we go. I'm putting it in the chat. Who's excited about this? Because I cannot wait. SpeakSpanishEasy.com is where you'll go in order to get your course today. And you get a chance to book that call with me. I love this because this is what it's been the game changer, right? It's been the game changer of how people are finally learning Spanish with the help and support of not only my Profesora Chris Chat AI, right? Not only us being able to have the opportunity to meet with me and have that 15-minute call to talk about your why and strategize for the next 30 days of how you're going to get on your road towards Spanish fluency. That's the part that really excites me. Okay, so go ahead and put in the chat. I see you guys putting it. You're sending me private messages saying you're getting in. Yes, I see you. I see you. All right, perfecto. I want you guys to hear from a few of our Fluency Fast Track course buyers who have made a decision to make this a part of their language library and be able to get their course as well. So I want everybody to hear from Andrea. Andrea is from South Carolina, and she's going to share her story of how this course has really impacted her life. Go ahead, Andrea, share with everybody your story. We'd love to hear.
Okay, profesor, gracias. My name is Andrea. Me llamo Andrea. Soy de Nueva York, pero vivo en Carolina del Sur con mi esposo. So, entonces, my husband was in the hospital quite a few years ago, and he was very sick. And I always wanted to learn Spanish, but, he's from Panama. So most of the time we spoke Spanish, very rarely, but most of the time it was just in English. And with his family, they would speak to him in Spanish. And with me, those who could speak English spoke to me in English. But he was so sick in the hospital at one time, he only spoke Spanish. And I did not know anything he was saying. I didn't know if I needed to do something for him or anything. I didn't know. And I did not want anybody else to tell me what he was saying. So thank God he pulled out of that. And I said, that scared me. I really need to learn Spanish, just to speak to him every day, in Spanish. So as everyone else, they have the apps and the books. I have so many books and CD. I was listening to CD at the time. And even one time I was going to self-teach myself. I got all these books to teach myself. But I had no framework. I had no plan. As the teachers say, I didn't have a teacher's plan to how to go about it and to keep up with it every day or every week. And as Professor Chris says in the beginning, what kind of learner you are? Well, I'm the kind of learner I had to see, but then I have to marinate myself in learning new stuff. So I said, this is not for me. These books and CDs is not for me. So back and forth, it was an opportunity last year for me to meet Professor Chris on TikTok. And I say, yes, this is how babies learn. So if they can learn, I can learn this way. This is seemed like it's so easy. It's not stressful. And so that's when I signed up for her class. I signed up for the fast track and I signed up for the 90-day. And one of the first things that I wanted to do, what was always in my heart, was to learn to speak Spanish to my husband every day. So she told me to make 20 phrases and what I wanted to say to him in the morning in Spanish, but I wrote them in English, but she translated them in Spanish for me. And I was so elated. I looked at that, even some things I even changed around myself to really make it a little bit more where I will remember it, because when it's coming from you'll remember it, and you can, tweak it like you like. So even in the morning time, I say, ¿Cómo se siente, mi amor? And he said, está bien. That's what I'm trying to say. And he said, yo no sé qué tú quieres. I said, okay, pan y café. Café es mi número uno. And so it goes on like that. So from then on, going through the modular program, one of the first things you want to do is introduce yourself, like I did in the beginning. It's somebody on the street. Oh, hola, ¿cómo está? Muy bien, ¿y tú? Oh, tranquila. ¿Qué haciendo hoy? What are you doing today? Or, ¿cómo está tu día? How was your day? That's a conversation that you can have with a stranger on a seat. I have that conversation with my family in Panama, So, and then going to a restaurant with a waiter. Me gustaría un café primero, entonces hamburguesa y papas fritas en un Coke. Mi amiga quieres papa y beefsteak. So, en taza de agua. So you can go to restaurants, you can do different things like that from learning what Chris has taught you. And if you study every day, if you look at it every day, and it's just like 10 or 15 minutes. You don't have to spend 2 hours studying, but just what you learn in that 15 minutes, let it absorb you. And it's great. I can't even not, I always have to calm myself down when I speak because I get so excited, and even when I'm speaking to my husband, he said, cámate. Despacio. I said, okay, señor, lo siento. So by doing that, I could never do that. I have never did that before, Professor Chris. And we always have our little classes on the side with our other amigas in the community. That's another way you can continue learning. The community, we're always in there. We're encouraging one another. There's always new people that come in and say, yeah, venga conmigo. Come on, let's go. Nos vamos, let's go. So it's a chance for you to get your Latina thing on and just express yourself once you learn everything. And we're here for you. We're ready for you. I can't say anything else about me gusta. Sígalo.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Let's give a hand to Andrea. Did you guys hear her speaking Spanish? She literally was speaking the Espanol. She was speaking the Espanol. I cannot thank you enough for entrusting the process, Andrea. It's been amazing. It's been a wonderful journey to see you kind of develop in your Spanish speaking skills and to really have
some things I mess up, but sígalo, I still follow, I still go, you forward, you go like that. You can't be afraid to I'm going to say the wrong word. Yes, yeah. I did. And then I corrected myself. See, I thought about it and I correct. So that's what it's about. You have to learn to do that and redirect. If you don't understand, say, oh, discúlpame, repita por favor. Just if you don't, adios.
That's it. Let's give a hand to Andrea. Well, let me tell you guys, Andrea's not the only one. Dallas, you guys heard from Dallas, but we also got some new Fluency Fast Track course participants. Let's see who we got. We got Maria Rosa in the house. Mary Rosa, she just signed up to get her course right now. Are you there? Tell us a little bit about your why. Unmute yourself. Tell us why you want to learn Spanish and what compels you because it's not time. Go ahead, Maria Rosa.
I took French in high school, and although I remember some of it, my husband, he spent his whole second grade in Spain when his mom was getting her master's degree in Spanish. So he became fluent then, and he has family there. And every time we go to Zaragoza, and he has a couple of friends who speak English, and I feel so left out. But by the time we leave, I could start understanding a little bit. And I always say, whenever we go, I want to learn it. I want to be able to speak with them instead of just smiling and nodding. And we're going to go next year again, and I want to be able to speak with them.
I love that reason. That's such a good reason, right? Well, felicidades, welcome, bienvenida. So excited that you're part of the largest fluency movement worldwide. And this is what it's all about, to have simple conversations when you're traveling, right? And to be able to ask someone about their lives and feel confident to be able to listen to what they're saying. And so I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Make sure you check your email, you book your call with me so I can get you on your road towards Spanish fluency. Sound good?
Yes, gracias.
De nada, de nada. And you guys, she met me through the TikTok live, right? Right, Mari?
No,
Mari?
you know what? I actually looked on Yelp and I found you because I'm in the Central Valley, and I thought that your place was like a live place I could actually go to. And then I was just like, oh, it's online. So yeah, I'm like glad you're local. So I'm local.
Wait, hold up. Did you just say Yelp? You literally tell me on the Yelp?
I did. Yes, I said near me.
I love that. Yes. What city are you in Central Valley?
Stockton.
Stockton. I love that. Okay, so we definitely have to have lunch or something and speak our
Oh
Spanish.
my gosh, I love that. I love your energy. I love it.
Oh, muchas gracias. Let's give a hand to, I'm going to call you Mari Rosa, okay? Mari
That's
Rosa.
what my mom called me.
Okay, well, that's your new name now in our world.
Okay.
So perfect. Let's give a hand for Mari Rosa and her stepping out and learning Spanish for her world. I love that. All right, you guys, Mari Rosa is not the only person. Guess who else we're celebrating today? And if you're on the fluency fence and you're not fluent yet and you want to get fluent, go to speakspanisheasy.com. Go to link in my bio if you're on TikTok live right now. And if you're inside of here, go to speakspanisheasy.com, this website that I'm putting inside of the chat, and sign up now. You do not want to miss this opportunity, okay? You got two ways. Pay the full $197, get it done, one and done, okay? Or pay 3 payments of $74. I'm trying to work with everybody here, okay? We're trying to get you fluent, okay, in a way that is palatable to your finances. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and let's highlight another Fluency Fast Track student. We've got Tika in the house. Tika, tell us, why are you wanting to learn Spanish and why did you get the course? There you go. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Oh, okay. Vivo in Nebraska. No tengo miedo de hablar en español. Hello, I am Tika. I am originally from Memphis. I now live in Norfolk, Nebraska. I am not afraid to speak Spanish anymore. And I'm learning every day. Those are the things that I just said in my opening. However, I found Professor Chris about 2 years ago on TikTok, and life was life, and I was extremely busy. However, we moved to Norfolk, Nebraska 2 years ago, and I'm surrounded by Spanish speakers all day, every day. And I said, you know what, I need to get in on this. But my husband posed a challenge at the beginning of the summer, and he said, whomever can speak the most Spanish, dollars. I was like, that's not fair because you work with Spanish speakers and they can talk to you and you'll learn faster. I said, but you know what? When you start putting money on the table, game on, baby, game on. So
Wait, you cut out on how much that was, that challenge.
how much? It's $500. 500 Benjamins was on the table. So honey, I knew who I was going back to, Professora, because like many of you who may not have joined yet, I was like, she had me speaking some phrases. You know, I learned something the same day. I could ask a question and answer a question. So yeah, I joined early July, and within 2 weeks we were traveling. July was hectic, and we were already speaking Spanish. There was a lady at a cafe that my son, Isaiah, he's my partner in crime when it comes to learning this Spanish. When I learn, he learns. I teach him what I know, and we working back and forth together. But I convinced him to go and speak to a lady in Spanish and introduce himself. We were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and they were floored. They could not believe that we were doing it. And the way we were introducing ourselves and the way we spoke, the young lady said, "Oh my gosh, whoever is teaching you is doing a great job." And it was a moment. We walked out of the little store, and my son and I, we looked at each other, and I was like, we did it. But it didn't stop there. We went to another place coming back from Washington, D.C., and I heard a lady in the restroom speaking Spanish to a stall, but I didn't hear anyone speaking back to her. So I was like, shoot, I don't know how to talk that good. I'm scared. But I said, I'm just going to just muffle it up and just try. So I walked over and I said, hola. She said, hola. And then I said, todo bien, gracias, y tú. And I guess the way I said it, her head whipped around and she started speaking Spanish really fast. And I said, oh, Lord, I said, puedes hablar más despacio, por favor. I was like, please, please, please slow down. So I didn't catch every single word she was saying, but I knew right then by using the Lucas system that she was saying to the person in the stall, I need my hat. She left her hat in the stall and she was trying to get it back. But the lady in the stall clearly did not speak Spanish. That's why she wasn't talking to her. So I was like, oh, I understand. So I told the lady in the stall, I was like, excuse me, the lady's left their hat in there. And lo and behold, the lady got her hat back. So I was like, y'all, I'm doing it. So, I mean, only in those first 2 weeks, I knew that this was a system that was working for me. And the fast track system, I said, I'm punching the gas now because, yes, my husband paid me those 500 Benjamins and I'm ready to keep it moving. I want to be able to speak to everybody in this community. I want to go to Walmart and know what everybody's saying around me. In fact, I already heard some people talking about some red curtains. They was like, mira, mira. She was telling him to look, look. I said, ooh, I know what they talking
I love it. Let's give some love to Tika. That is amazing. I love her story. I love what she's doing. And I love her passion behind it, right? Of being able to communicate and be a problem solver as a Spanish speaker, right? So I love, love, love that. Yes, Sean says great investment. That's right. You know, I have some other people to highlight today that just got their Fluency Fast Track course. You guys want to know who it is? It's Tarina. I apologize. Is it Tarina? Did I say it right? Are you with us?
Yes, it's Tarina.
Okay, thank you. Terena. I'm going to call you Terena. Okay? Terena en español. Tell us what made you say, you know what? This is a no-brainer. I need to just get my course and let's go. Let's start getting fluent now. Go ahead. You got the floor.
My story is definitely not like anyone else's. It's just me wanting to learn something new. I have never ever taken any type of Spanish course. So this is really extremely new. So I'm just kind of excited to learn.
Oh my gosh, a beginner. Do you hear? Tarena is stepping out on faith and literally saying, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm signing up because I'm ready to learn. Let's show some love right now in the chat for her saying yes to her, right? And her fluency goals. I cannot wait. Make sure you book that call, girl, so we can figure out your goals in the next 30 days on it. Okay? And let's go. We're all celebrating you right now. We got another one. If you have not joined, I need you guys to go to speakspanisheasy.com. If you're on the TikTok live, go to the link in my bio. You guys have access to it as well. But those that are in the Zoom right now, you have access to speakspanisheasy.com. Click on that website and get your course today. You will not regret it. Okay. Now, I want to highlight another person who is a Fluency Fast Track student, and that is none other than, where's she at? Where's she at? Latanya. Where you at, mama? Unmute yourself. Tell us why you got the course. Why you want to learn Spanish? Where's Latanya?
Can you hear me? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Hola.
I'm excited. I've been trying to learn Spanish for years, actually, and I just don't have the structure. And I've been watching YouTube videos. I've bought tons of books, and then I try it with people I work with because I'm surrounded by Hispanic people, and I just don't have the courage to speak from what I've learned on my own. And I feel like I lack the structure. So I think this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful way to learn from you. And I really appreciate you putting this together. I'm excited. I'm so excited I can barely speak.
I'm so excited for you. Let's show some love right now to one of our precious little lambs, okay, our Fluency lamb, inside of our Fluency Friday, how she has stepped out and she feels confident and comfortable in our community. That's what it's really about, right? So Latanya, you're in good hands, okay? You're in
Thank
good
you.
hands over here. So thank you so much for being a part of the largest fluency movement worldwide, because this is what it's all about, is taking what you have and then maximizing it to the fullest to where you start to see results. So muchas gracias. Show some love right now in the chat for Latanya, because she stepped out and she did the thing. Yes, she did. She understood the assignment. I have people on the TikTok live right now asking, where do you go? Where do I get it? Hey, Tara, hola, mommy. Go to the link in my bio and get your Fluency Fast Track course today. Link in bio under Fluency Fast Track course for $197, or you can pay 3 payments of $74. Okay, I'm trying to work with everybody over here. Okay, if we on fixed incomes, fixed budgets, all the things, I totally get it. All right, but I want it in your hands immediately so you can get an email, know exactly what to do, book your call with me, meet with me in this next week so we can go over your fluency strategy goals, and you can start to feel like I've got the support I need. And you can work at your own pace to where you're going through these modules, and it could be 1 a.m. Okay. Nobody's judging. Okay. But if that's the time you got, that's the time you got. Spend 15, 20 minutes just on your course alone. That's specific for you. I cannot wait to see you guys on the other side of fluency. Let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to everybody that's joined today. If you are still on the fence, you're in this masterclass right now and you're like, well, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I not? I don't know. Should I wait? No, don't wait. This is not the time to wait. Imagine next week you're speaking your first Spanish speaking conversation in real time. Think about it. 7 days from now, you are now feeling more confident than you did today, right? And that's what it's all about. So I'm going to give you guys just a few minutes to be able to go to that next level, like Latanya did, like Terena did, like Maria Rosa did, like Dallas did, like Tika did. All of these people that have come to that next level in their language learning journey, you have the ability to do it as well. Okay. And I just appreciate you so much, every single one of you guys. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to give as many of you guys a chance to finally see what it's like on the other side of fluency when we have I want to call you mariposa so bad because that means butterfly in Spanish. But you see how I even mess up, okay? I'm over here and speaking Spanish. Marirosa, okay? And Terena and Latanya and Tika and Dallas, all of them coming on board with their Fluency Fast Track course. And you're going to see them in another masterclass in the future talking about their story, their testimony. And I want to make sure that you feel confident right now to be on that same Fluency Fast Track course just like them and get the same results like they're getting. All right? Okay, guys. Well, this right here is the end of our masterclass. I want to say thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias a cada uno de ustedes que conmigo. Every single person that's inside of this class with me today, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time out. It's been a pleasure to teach you this amazing Fluency Friday Masterclass, and I can't wait to see you on the other side of fluency. Remember, speak Spanish easy. You guys can do this, all right? Muchas gracias. Thank you for everybody that shared your testimony, and I'll see you guys inside of my next class, all right? Muchas gracias. Bye, Mama Sharon. Thank you for joining us today. Adios a todos.